Hello out there to the wonderful residents of Hudson County. I'm your freeholder, Anthony L. Romano, representing the cities of Jersey City Heights, downtown, and Hoboken. Well, some good news to report today. As of July 2nd, we're going to have at our establishments for eating and other again, do it again. Okay. We're going to have a capacity of 25% of any establishment so you can either eat or have a beverage. I think that's an important thing. Also, our playgrounds are scheduled to be open. I know our Parks Department is working very diligently right now, meeting with the county executive and staff to figure out how we're going to make sure that there's social distancing. And that goes for our water park, also our Columbus Park, and the bathrooms, which will constantly be disinfected. So that's all good news. We also took a vote last night at our freeholder meeting with regards to the CARES Act funding, and Hoboken is going to receive $1.9 million in small business money that Hoboken will be distributing to those that apply. The city of Hoboken and the city of Jersey City will be the recipients of this money. Therefore, they will be the ones to distribute the money when they set up an application process. So we look forward to that. Also, Hoboken is receiving $1.4 million in COVID expense money. So this way that the money that was expended for different items during this unfortunate pandemic can be reimbursed. So that's all good things that's on the horizon. Movies in the park. They'll be coming back just for 1 month in August, so each county park will have one. And again, they'll be working on the social distancing requirements to ensure everybody's safety. Unfortunately, the senior boat ride in July has been canceled, as well as the movies in the park, until we can get the program going in the proper way. Basketball and other contact sports, we don't have any date yet. That's going to be up to the governor and the health department. So all in all, we have a lot of finally good things happening with the weather breaking. It's so warm outside, people want to enjoy. I know in Hoboken, some of the pools aren't open. And let's hope that we can get through this summer and the toughness that you all show through this pandemic is very important. I would like to thank the different unions that have supported me, the Hudson County Corrections Officers, Hudson County Correction Supervisors, Hudson County Sheriff's Officers, Hudson County Sheriff's Officer Supervisors, and some of the labor unions, the Hudson County Building Trades, the Central Labor Council. And I think it's important that they know that I'm a big supporter of our unions and to continue the good work that they do. So let's take a commercial break, and we come back. We'll talk to whoever would like to call in. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy DeGeese, the chairwoman for the Hudson County Democratic Organization. Here to remind you that we have a very important election coming up. Our primary election will be primarily vote by mail, and it'll be held on July 7th, 2020. So pay attention to what's coming in your mail, follow all of the instructions, and mail back postage is paid for. I'm also here to endorse our candidates. The HCDO line is on column B. All of our candidates represent strong leadership for Hudson County. Time and time again, their proven leadership has given Hudson County some of the best unmatched constituent services in the entire state. Many of those serving our most vulnerable populations, like our seniors, our youth, our veteran, and our immigrants. One of those freeholders, Anthony Stick Romano, who represents Hoboken and parts of downtown and the Heights of Jersey City, is one of my favorite candidates of all. Not only because he is a close friend of mine and works tirelessly for this county, but he has led the other freeholders to connect with the advocacy groups and the nonprofits in his area. Before any type of leadership and policy, he makes sure he's consulting back with the community. That's why our constituent services here are completely unmatched. I and him are incredibly proud of the open space initiatives that have improved parks, especially for our youth and our youth with disabilities. He's incredibly proud, as I am, of his senior initiatives and his veteran initiatives too, that keep our community inclusive and together. Anthony Stick Romano is a great freeholder, and his continued service to Hudson County will just continue to propel us forward. So please, on July 7th, do not forget to vote, whether you're doing it by mail or voting provisionally at a limited polling place or dropping it off at a ballot box drop-off. Please vote our Democratic line. Keep Hudson County strong and united as strong Democrats, progressing the community, bringing unmatched constituent services to all of its citizens. Thank you.
Welcome back to the wonderful residents of Hudson County. I'm Freeholder Anthony L. Romano. Just a couple comments. Last night, Prosecutor Esther Suarez hosted a conversation with your prosecutor at County Prep. It was well attended. Voices were heard, and I just want to commend the prosecutor for doing that. And from what I've been told, that's just the first of many that you would like to do. Also at the Freeholder meeting yesterday, after deliberations, the passing of the Hudson County budget was taken last night. And it just goes, I have to say, compliments to those that work so hard on it. A lot of people don't realize the diligence of our directors in working with the county executive and his staff. And I'm proud to say we have a very diverse group of directors, which I think helps us all the time. They're very competent, and I just want to say thank you to them. For my freeholder colleagues, for all working together. And also, again, to the county executive and his staff, because the reason that we're going to get through this is because government has to work together, and that's essential. And the reason we work together is because we serve you, and we can never lose fact of that. You are the reason we sit here in the office, and you are the reason that we have to provide services that are needed. There's been much talk about how some of the money is going to go to mental health services and social services, which is important. And I think that by hearing what some of the residents are saying, we're listening. And again, people do a yeoman's job that work for the county. These are tough times, and I can't emphasize enough all the county employees for the jobs that you do in our county facilities, so to ensure that our visitors receive good, when they enter our buildings, that they are treated well and that it's safe. And also kudos to all our law enforcement agencies. This has been a tough time on all of them. Resources have been stretched. And as we all know, due to the recent concerns that many of the citizens have due to the tragedy that occurred to Mr. Floyd, we're listening. And it's important to remember, though, that those law enforcement agencies, first and foremost, are out there protecting us. And also, please, make sure that we all know before we comment on any situation what occurred. Because in this county, we're very diversified, and it's important that everyone be recognized and respected. We'll come back after commercial.
Hi, I'm Pat O'Melia with The City Show, and I'm here to ask you to vote for my friend, 5th District Freeholder Anthony L. Romano, more commonly known as Stick Romano. Freeholder Romano has been a tireless advocate for the residents of Hoboken and my Jersey City Heights. Whether it's parks, public transportation, water and sewer upgrades, and pumping stations in Hoboken, Freeholder Romano has delivered and will continue to do so. On July 7th, I'm asking you to vote for Cory Booker, Albio Series, basketball legend, my friend Anthony L. Romano, and all the Column B Freeholder candidates. I'm Pat O'Melia. Remember to vote, and thank you.
Welcome back. I think we have a very important person in Jersey City government that's going to chime in here, our new councilman. He's representing the Heights, filling the big shoes of the late Councilman Michael Young, and that'll be Councilman Youssef Salali. Youssef, are you there? Hello, Youssef. Welcome. Youssef, I can't hear you. I'm in, but I can't hear him. So, Youssef, there's so many good things that I could say about you. You've served Jersey City well over the last few years. You're a good friend. I know you're going to be a very good council person. And I think it's important that you show the diversity that we have here in Hudson County and in Jersey City. Your youth is going to help invigorate our area up in the Heights. And I hope that you continue to work well with all the leaders that are there and develop other young leaders. I know Sean Connors is up in the Heights, and Pat, but it's essential that we have you involved. But I'm going to ask you, when we get the audio fixed here, some of the initiatives that you like to start and of your experience and what made you now want to be a representative of the Heights. It's, as I said, big steps, and I like to work with you for both Thanksgiving and Christmas to do the different things that we did together with Mike. So we have a little difficulties here, so I'm going to continue until we can get Yusef on. And so as we were speaking before, hopefully that our parks will be operating at best we can by July 2nd. Yusef, how's it now? We receiving you or no?
You keep going until...
Okay. No, I can't get you. But anyway, many people are clamoring for more hours in the park. We also agreed yesterday with the Parks Department to stay open till 10 p.m. at night, because the parks are very important, as we said. We work together with the cities, and hopefully, for myself, I'd like to see sooner than later the basketball courts be opened up, and hopefully some form rather of softball coming back. So I want to get back on the field myself. We're going to go for a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll hopefully get Yusef back. I'm Freeholder Anthony Romano.
Hi, I'm Amy DeGeese, the chairwoman for the Hudson County Democratic Organization. Here to remind you that we have a very important election coming up. Our primary election will be primarily vote by mail, and it'll be held on July 7th, 2020. So pay attention to what's coming in your mail, follow all of the instructions, and mail back postage is paid for. I'm also here to endorse our candidates. The HCDO line is on column B. All of our candidates represent strong leadership for Hudson County. Time and time again, their proven leadership has given Hudson County some of the best unmatched constituent services in the entire state. Many of those serving our most vulnerable populations, like our seniors, our youth, our veteran, and our immigrants. One of those freeholders, Anthony "Stick" Romano, who represents Hoboken and parts of downtown and the Heights of Jersey City, is one of my favorite candidates of all. Not only because he is a close friend of mine and works tirelessly for this county, but he has led the other freeholders to connect with the advocacy groups and the nonprofits in his area. Before any type of leadership and policy, he makes sure he's consulting back with the community. That's why our constituent services here are completely unmatched. I and him are incredibly proud of the open space initiatives that have improved parks, especially for our youth and our youth with disabilities. He's incredibly proud, as I am, of his senior initiatives and his veteran initiatives too, that keep our community inclusive and together. Anthony "Stick" Romano is a great freeholder, and his continued service to Hudson County will just continue to propel us forward. So please, on July 7th, do not forget to vote, whether you're doing it by mail or voting provisionally at a limited polling place or dropping it off at a ballot box drop-off. Please vote our Democratic line. Keep Hudson County strong and united as strong Democrats, progressing the community, bringing unmatched constituent services to all of its citizens. Thank you.
Welcome back. I think we have Councilman Yusef on. Yusef, one of your first tests as a councilman to make sure the microphone is on.
Yeah.
How's everything, sir?
Or else no one can hear you.
Okay, tell us about you're excited, and this is something that you always wanted to do, and what's some of your initiatives for Jersey City?
Absolutely. The first thing that I really, want to impress upon people is we are going through a pandemic, and it's important to never lose sight of that. It's important to always remember that, we still have a long way to go. We've come a long way, but we will get through this together. So as we open up, we have to do it in a responsible fashion. We have to give out face masks. We have to make sure people are social distancing. We have to make sure that the businesses have the resources that they need and the support from their government so that they can open up in a safe and responsible fashion, and that they can essentially recoup the 3 months that they lost, being shuttered. We really don't want Jersey City, especially the Heights, to slide back into what it used to be, and the Heights has come a long way. I was born and raised here, and um, it's changed a lot, some for good, some for better, but and some of it, we have more work to do, and it's because of elected officials such as yourself, that have been diligent stewards in the community that have helped push us forward. And really, it's the way I got here was through tragic, very, very tragic circumstances. But I am humbled and honored to be able to represent the community where I was born and raised, and to serve alongside legends such as yourself, Freeholder Romano. It's I'm walking in the path of giants such as yourself. So really want to learn from you. I want to work with you. I do want to work on affordable housing. I want to work on security in the area, making sure that it's safe, and that the character of the neighborhood in the Heights does not change from being a family-friendly place. And it's a beautiful place to have a family and raise kids, and I want to keep it that way.
And there's a wonderful relationship between the Jersey City Police Department and the people in the Heights. I think that North District tradition goes back to many different leaders that you had. Right now, it's Captain Joe Santiago. I had the privilege of attending the PS-28 outdoor graduation in Riverview Park 2 days ago. And it was really wonderful to see those children have some sort of graduation. I was so proud to be invited. I spoke, and I think that the representation that the Jersey City Police were there interacting with the children, the parents, and the administrators of the school is extremely important. And the new officer up there, because Melissa Saramento has been transferred. She's a detective now, and it's Matt Ramos, and he's doing a great job. And I was proud to see that. And I think that you are going to help those relationships grow. You're going to make them grow. And together, because the government's working together, local, county, state, it's important because that's the only way issues are going to be resolved. As you said, the economic reboot, which we need, is going to be coming from a lot of the monies that we voted on last night at the Freeholder meeting, and how it's distributed through the cities. The Heights is changing. It's growing. It's really, I'm older than you, so I seen how it was years ago too, where it went to, and it's just so dynamic right now. It's the way Hoboken is. Things were bad, and now things have gotten better, and we want to continue as elected officials to serve our constituents and to improve all their conditions economically. And you made a good point. Affordable housing is such an important hot issue in Hoboken and Jersey City. So I look forward to working with you. Any other comments you have for our audience?
Absolutely. Just, for everyone to stay safe, and literally I'm available 24/7. Anyone that needs anything from me, I literally am pouring my heart out into this. And, if you saw the paper, I was supposed to be on a reality TV show, but I basically, I gave that up because I wanted to, fulfill, I took an oath to be a councilman. So I want to make sure I'm doing the best job possible. And I have the best role model in you, Freeholder Romano. Like, you have been tireless in this community, and I always looked up to you. And it's really, it's crazy that I'm even a councilman. Like, you wake up one day and your whole life changes.
Well,
And,
I'm honored that you I feel that way, because I fell into becoming a freeholder, and due to someone having to drop out at the last minute. But I think you made something important that you said, and I've always lived by that. We have to try to solve problems, not place blame. Sometimes we can't give everyone what they want, but the accessibility that we give them makes the constituents feel good, and to learn about everyone's culture, and to always show respect. And I am honored to be working with you, Youssef. So you take care.
Yeah, and you've
Remember,
always I always see you at the events. Like you're every event. I'm like, this guy, he's a machine. He's just an animal. You can't stop him. And then Arabic, and you're very well versed in the community, and it's a testament to you and your history here, and just literally your heart and your ability to connect with people. And that was very clear to me when I met you. So. Definitely looking to learn the ropes from you, Stick. Seriously.
I missed my first Ramadan dinner this year in 9 years, 10 years,
I
because of
know.
the pandemic, and I always look forward to that. And with the wonderful Egyptian ambassador at our mosque, and even, as I said, Easter for myself was a no-show this year. I always enjoy reading at church, the passion, but God will get us through this. And
Absolutely.
just have to hope always for the best. And let's remind everyone out there, on behalf of Youssef and myself, please, when you receive your ballot, it's not junk mail. If there are any questions, please call either one of your elected officials or the Board of Elections. It's a vote by mail. There is only certain locations to go to vote in Hoboken and Jersey City. It's not the usual ones. They've been moved around. You cannot vote in a booth unless you have disabilities, and you can only vote provisionally if you go. So please, make sure you fill out your ballot. July 7th is our primary. Let's get them in. Youssef, I can't thank you enough. I'm honored for you calling in, and also
Wholeheartedly
get together
endorsing
soon.
you, but I'm wholeheartedly endorsing you for freeholder. I'll be voting for you. I got my ballot. Make sure you vote for column B. Make sure you really do a hard circle on what's it called, Stick Romano.
Thank you. Column B. Okay. Thank you, Youssef.
Thank you.
Stay in touch. Thank you. Let's take a break here at Stick at Night, and we'll call it right back.
It has actually changed my life. It's wonderful to be in recovery. I'm also a grandpa, a great-grandpa. I found joy in being abstinent from use.
I'm a family member, I'm a productive member of society, I'm a dog owner, things like that. I'm a fiance. So I think that recovery means, on such a broad scale, there's so many different layers to what recovery means to me.
We're just like everyone else. We have heart and soul. It's just that we have this substance abuse disorder, and that we're dealing with that. And if anything, it makes us a little bit stronger.
The most important thing for people in the communities to know is that they're just like anyone else, and that they don't necessarily want to be doing the things that they're doing, and it's a chronic illness and it's a chronic disease that needs to be addressed as so.
Welcome back. I'm Freeholder Anthony Romano. Let's see what the wonderful residents of our county are going to send me in way of questions. Number one, will we ever see the return of the Hudson County Police? I was not a freeholder when the Hudson County Police were abolished in 1996. I think that the abolishment was due to economic times and the fact there was duplication of resources. The roads of each municipality that belonged to the Hudson County Police were taken over by executive order by the municipal police. The Sheriff's Department has also taken over many of the roles that the county police performed. So at this time, I do not think you will see the return of the Hudson County Police. It's more of an economic issue, and again, a repetition of services. Thank you, Maddie, and please continue to call. And if you like, please call me on my cell if you want anything further on that, if you'd like to see a copy of the documentation. Henry, yes, I did. I've had the honor of meeting Frank Sinatra. I was a young police officer in July of 1984. I was on the bodyguard detail of President Reagan and Frank Sinatra, who came to Hoboken to the St. Anne's Festival on Jefferson Street. It was a fantastic experience. My uncle had went to school with Frank Sinatra, and my mother had met him. And my mother and father were fans and always went to any of his concerts in the area or in Florida or in Las Vegas. So it was definitely a wonderful experience. He was a gentleman, and he had sent me later on a picture that he wrote a couple comments on, because that time I was going to get married. And he was really very interested and asked questions. And I think it was glad for him. It was a healing, I believe, of the soul to come back to Hoboken and be received so warmly after all those years not being there. He's done so much on the very, very quietly with regards to Stevens and to the, at that time it was St. Mary's Hospital, to always look in on his two deceased godfathers, Frank Garrick and Jerry Malloy. And then in the next year, in 1985, he received a degree from Stevens, an honorary degree, and I had the pleasure of seeing him again, but not having a conversation like we did in 1984. And hopefully that answered your question. What is the importance of parks to me? Very important. Courtney, I grew up on 10th and Willow. Columbus Park was always a part of my life. I went, and when I was very young, my father would take me to Braddock Park to learn to ride a bike, fly a kite, roller skate. But Columbus Park is so important to me because we did so many different things there. We either played tackle football on the plots, we played lefty softball not to lose the ball in the tennis courts. You played basketball, and it was a weight if you lost. So it's definitely, and I think in this day and age, children need to be outdoors and in our parks. The interaction with other children, to respect one another, and to get away from always being on computers and all the electrical devices. Parents get to know each other. We have our movies in the parks. So parks are very close to my heart. We're constantly improving our county parks. In our Columbus Park and Washington Park, we have upgraded the playground equipment. We have wonderful fields in Washington Park. In Columbus Park, we put a water spray park in. We have our movies in the park, and hopefully we're going to have the one in August. So parks are always on the top of my list of importance because of what it means for parents and for the children themselves to learn about outdoors and our different horticulture that's there. And we're going to keep it up. So Courtney, any questions again too, please feel free to contact me. Right now I'm off to a ceremony at Hoboken University Medical Center to honor those that passed on from COVID, unfortunately. So we'll stay in touch. As always, it's a pleasure interacting with my residents and constituents. You are all important to me. I hope to earn your trust and support. I need you. I want to serve you. God bless each and every one of you, and thank you.